This is the Louie T Network.
Louie T Live. All right. Welcome. Of course, I'm your man Louie T here on the first of 3 live streams today. 2 for each game, I should say, so really 6. But the first game of the day, 1 o'clock contest between the Tennessee Titans and the Chicago Bears. Game's already underway. First play took place. A little handoff to DeMarco Murray to get things started for the Titans, who received the opening kickoff of the game. They run a little reverse to Taywan Taylor, a little bit of a jet sweep out of the backfield. Picks up about 6. Gets them to about a third and maybe a half a yard situation. So it's nice to see them getting a rookie involved. Remember, this is the guy they drafted out of Western Kentucky. So they really turned over the receiving core this last couple of seasons in Tennessee. So they're starting to build around Marcus Mariota. And it's guys like Taywan Taylor, of course, the first round pick. So Taywan getting the ball again. I think he's short. I think he's short. I think he's going to be about a good 6 inches short of the first down, maybe. 4th down, yeah. They gave it to him on a toss. So they're trying to find ways to get Taywan Taylor the football. See, okay, so that's a young man rookie mistake. He gets tackled, and he's got the ball behind him instead of the ball out in front. And he's just got to get that ball out in front. He would have got the first down had he stretched the football out in front of him, not behind him. Let's see, the Titans are going to go for it. This is some preseason nonsense right here. Because if this were the regular season, there's no way you're going for it on your own. And they're not going to get it. Oh, great second effort by DeMarco Murray. He was initially stopped in the backfield. Great penetration by Leonard Floyd and some of the Bear defenders, but they weren't able to wrap up. And that's that tough running. If this were the regular season, there's no way you're going for it 4th and inches from your own 35-yard line. But Leonard Floyd is back there. Quentin Demps and Leonard Floyd are back in the backfield, and they just can't corral DeMarco Murray. Great second effort by Murray. Rashard Matthews also with a nice little semi-block, I guess you could call it. He got in the way, which helped escort him to the first down. They hand it off to Murray again. Picks up about a good 3 on first down. Remember, this Titans team last year, they were a team that they ran the football so effectively last year. It was a lot of fun to watch a team run the ball the way that they did with Murray and their rookie out of Alabama last year. If they could continue to run the football as effectively as they did last year with that 2-headed monster, and then you put in and you sprinkle in a little bit of Mariota carrying it, it's definitely going to open up huge windows in the passing game. And I think that's what they're hoping to do, is continue to run the football as effectively as they did last year and allow Mariota to drive the football down the field to some of these targets. If you get Corey Davis healthy and he's able to showcase a little bit of the speed, then you're going to feel really good about what this team can do as far as play action, faking, and really driving the football down the field. You still got Rashard Matthews out there. Still got Delanie Walker at the tight end position. You drafted another tight end that you like this year. Mariota a little high. A little bit of traffic over there. Now they have to punt on 3rd down. They looked like they ran a clearing route out on the outside, and then you run in a corner. And it's a little bit of confusion over there. Maybe wrong route depth. But Taywan Taylor was the intended receiver on that corner route. I just think Mariota put a little bit too much air on it. And again, it could have been a little bit of a depth issue. And again, that's what happens with young guys. Great punt by Brett Kern. That's going to fall right around the 4-yard line. they had Tajay Sharp running a clearing route, just running a straight go route, and underneath that in the slot, you had the corner route coming underneath, and he was open. Tywan Taylor won on the route, but maybe he didn't get the proper depth, or maybe it was just a bad throw by Marcus Mariota. Nonetheless, incompletion. You punt on 4th down, and so now the Bears will take over, and we'll get to see the Bears now on offense. I'm a little anxious to see the Bears. I've been watching a little bit of them this year. I like John Fox a lot, and I think I respect the hell out of him as a coach. And so I expect the Bears to be better this year. I think the Bears can win 5 games. I predicted that on the NFC North divisional breakdown. I think they're going to win 5 games this year. And it wouldn't shock me if they won 6, because John Fox does a really good job of squeezing the most out of a dry rag. And I don't know if the rag is that damp in Chicago this year, but whatever he can get out of it, he's going to squeeze it and he's going to get it out of it. And they may have found their quarterback of the future in Mitchell Trubisky. We'll see. We'll see if Mike Glennon can give them something. If you're a Bears fan, I know you would love to get the Mitchell Trubisky era underway as soon as possible. But I'm telling you, if the Bears organization had it their way, they would be able to play Mike Glennon for the majority of this season, and only benching him after they're 4-9 in week 14 and allowing Trubisky to play the final 3 weeks or so of the season. That's if they could have it their way, I'm pretty sure that's the way they would do it. You don't want to throw that young man into the fire, even though he looks ready. It's preseason football. No one's game planning for him. You hear this all the time, and almost to a certain extent, you get tired of hearing it, but everything's vanilla. So you don't want to go overboard with what you've seen. He looks damn good. Don't get me wrong. Trubisky looks like he's ready for the show. But to me, if I'm the Bears, you don't want to put guys out. I feel like that's what happened to Blake Bortles. Remember, the Jags said they didn't want to play Bortles at all in his rookie season. And Chad Henne goes down in like week 3, and they are forced to put Bortles in. I thought it really stunted his growth. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. There was a lot of fundamentally wrong things with his game, footwork, timing, the speed of the game, all that thing. He wasn't ready, and they put him in, and he hasn't been right since. And he's going to get one more chance to start this year, is Blake Bortles, as they decided to start him after yesterday's Friday's game. Bears start off their possession with a quick out to the tight end, Zach Miller, who catches it, breaks a couple tackles, and picks up about 9. So Mike Glennon is out to start the game, and we'll see if he can play better. He hasn't had the cleanest preseason thus far, but he's still a guy that hasn't had a ton of starts in this league. So I think he just needs time. So we're going to see what happens. If they can run the football like they did last year with Jordan Howard, they'll be just fine, I think. And speaking of Jordan Howard, he gets a nice little gain of 4 and a first down on 2nd down and 1. So they get their first down of the game. Let's see what they can do on the offensive side of the football. If you're a Bears fan, you want Kevin White to stay healthy. You want to start to see this offense take shape. You want to see receivers stepping up. You want to see guys coming to the forefront. And I think at the receiver position, you've done some things this offseason to revamp that position. But you want to see Kevin White, a guy that you drafted in the first round a few years ago now at this point. We think we're in year 3 of Kevin White. You want to see him, A, stay healthy. You can't produce if you're not on the field. And B, you want to see him start to make some plays and show why you spent the first-round pick on him. So I think Bears fans have got to be, I don't want to say anxious, because you're past the anxious point now. Now you're at the point where you're annoyed with Kevin White, and he needs to perform for you this season. So he's got to stay healthy. That's number 1. That Titans defense swarmed on 2nd down this time. They tried to hand it off to Jordan Howard again, and they were in the backfield. Let's see who that was. Looked like, I'm not sure. That Wesley, who is that? Yeah, Wesley Woodyard, that's who I thought it was. Along with Williamson in the backfield. Got in the backfield, and really, that's what you want. You want your linebackers to be clean, unblocked, Allow your big nasties up front to take on those blockers. Allow your linebackers to roam. They got in the backfield, and they stopped it for a 2-yard loss. Titans come on the blitz. Great throw. First down. Great completion by Glennon on 3rd down and 9 to ex-Titan Kendall Wright. And like I said, the Bears revamped their wide receiver position. Victor Cruz. Victor Cruz. They got Victor Cruz. Kendall Wright. You're hoping Kevin White comes back, a revamped wide receiver. They had Ruben Randall out there in camp, but he already injured himself, and they released him. So they got some new stuff out there to play around with. Do these Bears. You're hoping Cameron Meredith continues to play well. He played well, really well last year. You just re-signed your tackle, Charles Leno Jr., to a extension, so you feel good about him at the left tackle position. And that's amazing. You can get that kind of production out of a 7th. I think he was a 7th-round pick out of Boise like 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago. And to be able to re-sign him, that's getting the most out of a late-round draft choice, that's for sure. Then you got Josh Sitton from the Packers last year. You start, like I said, the Bears are building slowly but surely, brick by brick. Nice little wide receiver screen to Kevin White. This is what he excelled at West Virginia. And you can see he looks good catching the football out in space, zigging and zagging. Picks up about a good 6 on that play. So you got to get the football to this guy, man. Out in space. Get him involved in the offense. Get him some confidence. Short completions. I don't care. Just get the football in this man's hands. I like that. A short completion to him. Get him involved in the offense. I'm excited to see Tariq Cohen in the backfield. A pick this year out of North Carolina A&T. This guy can move. He's a little jitterbug, and they give it to him out of the backfield. And he cuts it up the field and picks up a 1st down. Gain about 5. I'm excited to see him touch the ball this year for the Bears as well. So they got a lot of, like I said, the Bears are building some things here. They got a lot of young players that they're trying to kind of shape and mold this offense around. And Tariq Cohen is going to be another one of those little guys, sort of like a Darren Sproles, that's going to be a gadgety player. You bring in some draws, some screens. You get him out of the backfield and run some routes with him. I think he can do some things and create mismatches for them offensively. Play action fake for Glennon here. A lot of time. Goes up to field. Great throw and an even better catch by Cameron Meredith. And like I said, Meredith had a breakout year last year. He was big. He got an opportunity and he ran with it last year and he played extremely well. And that's a hell of a catch. That's a great throw and even better catch. And that's some tremendous coverage, too. You just can't defend the perfect pass. Adoree Jackson is right there. I mean, you can't play it any better. And yet, there's really not much he could do on that play because it's just the perfect pass. And you've heard the expression, you can't defend the perfect pass. That's exactly what that was. Great drive thus far by Mike Glennon. He's playing with some confidence right now. Adam Shaheen in the game at tight end for the Bears. They got some stuff. Remember, also signed Deion Sims from the Dolphins in the offseason. So, like I said, the Bears are slowly building this roster, and you're hoping that these guys can all play. It's a nice opening drive by the Bears. Remember, they started at the 4-yard line after a great punt by Brett Kern to start the game off after the Titans went for it on 4th down, got it, but then had to punt on the next set of downs. Another complete. Oh, got to catch the football. Who is that? I think they said his name is Tyus Davis. He's the brother of Corey Davis. He got to make that catch, man. Open, a nice little stop route. That would have picked up the 1st down. He had space. There was a cushion out there given by the corner for the Titans. He would have caught that and got an additional 3 or 4 yards. Now it's 3rd and 7 instead of 1st and 10. Got to make that play. You want to make the roster, you got to catch the football. Oh, looked like false start. Little crossing route. And once again, Kendall Wright making his presence felt against his ex-team. Another 1st down for Kendall Wright on 3rd down. He's loving it. You know he wants to get these boys. So he's jawing it up as he catches that one and runs back to the. I thought Charles Leno got away with a false start there. I thought he got off the snap a little early there. But, hey, the referees don't call it. It's all good. Look at Glennon scanning the field with those eyes, man. I like Glennon. I really didn't like how the Bears did him with blindsiding him with Trubisky, but you got to do what you got to do. Now Jordan Howard running a little stretch, a little zone outside, picks up only a gain or two. Wesley Woodyard is all over the field right now for the Titans at the linebacker position. Glennon looks good right now, guys. He looks comfortable, and that's the thing. As he plays more, everybody was going all goo-goo gaga over Trubisky, and rightfully so. And they were killing Glennon after the first game. But he's getting comfortable. You got to remember, this guy hasn't played a ton of football. As a starter, give this man some time to get comfortable. Glennon to the end zone. Looking for Deion Sims. Remember, I talked about Deion Sims and a free agent acquisition from Miami. Look, it was good coverage, but I don't even know if Sims saw the football until it was too late. Looked like it was a little behind him as well. One thing the Titans can do, they got linebackers that can run. Williamson, one of the faster linebackers on their team. They got guys that can run. He was right there with him, step for step. Maybe a better ball, though, might have given him an opportunity to go up and climb that. Deion Sims is a really big guy. So now it's 3rd and 8 from about the 19-yard line. See what they do. Oh, wide open. Kendall Wright is having himself a possession. Another 3rd down conversion for the Bears. All 3 to Kendall Wright on this drive through the air. That one for about 15 yards down to about the Titans' 4-yard line or so. Kendall Wright on a nice little arrow route over the middle of the field. Wide open in the slot. Great throw by Glennon. Hits him in stride. Gives him a chance to pick up some yards after the catch. They're in business, folks. They're looking for 7 on this opening drive. This is an impressive opening possession by the Bears. I've been telling people the Bears are going to be competitive this year. To me, they really are. They're going to win some games, and people will beat me up. No way the Bears beat the Packers this year, but the Lions can't. The Bears are going to compete this year. They may not win a ton of games, but they're going to win some games they have no business winning, and they're going to be in some ball games. Glennon is playing his ass off. That was a great throw to Cameron Meredith, under duress, taking a shot. He's playing right now. He's got these boys moving the football. Remember, if you're out there on Twitter, go ahead and tweet me. @InTheLabRoom is the Twitter handle. Make sure you're following me there. And use the hashtag LouieTLive to have your comment read on Twitter. Also have that same hashtag if you're in the comment section watching this live and you want to comment. Use the hashtag LouieTLive. I'll jump into the comment section during the commercial breaks with you guys, or some slow play in action. We'll jump into some of your comments. Bears from the 4-yard line. Throwing a fade to Kevin White. Go get this, big boy. Oh, he bobbled it. Look like they're going to call a penalty, though, on Adoree Jackson. They threw a flag out. I need Kevin White to catch that. That's a beautifully thrown football there by Glennon in the corner of the end zone. See what we got. What we calling here? Ed Hockley with the call coming here shortly. That was thrown by the back judge, so I'm thinking it's pass interference. Yep. Adoree Jackson. I had a feeling it came from the back judge who was right there. I didn't think I saw pass interference there. Let's take a look at it again. Yeah, I mean, he was tugging. I don't know how I feel about that one. I thought he got his hands. He's looking for the football. Yeah, there was a little bit of hand jostling going on. He did put his hands on him, but I didn't think it warranted pass interference in the ball at the 1. I thought Kevin White needed to catch that football. You want to be a first-round pick, you want to be a #1 guy, you got to come down with that one. They give it to, fake. Oh, he's wide open. Got a touchdown. Deion Sims, end zone, touchdown. Beautiful opening drive by the Bears. Beautiful play-action fake to Jordan Howard. Glennon finds Deion Sims in the corner of the end zone. What an opening drive by the Chicago Bears to get things started in this game as they go up 6-0. Can't do it much better than that, folks. Glennon was 4 of 4 on 3rd downs on this drive. That is beautiful. Beautiful execution. Good catch. Get your feet down. That's good stuff, guys. That's textbook right there. Bears' opening drive was sparkling. Ate up a good portion of this first quarter. 4-yard line, 96-yard opening drive for a touchdown. I like Mitch Trubisky just like the rest of you guys, but I also like me some Mike Glennon. Long neck is showing you exactly why they went out and got him. I liken him to Kirk Cousins, just a guy that needs an opportunity to play in this league. He can start for an NFL team. And even if it's not in Chicago, I think Mike Glennon can start for somebody in this league. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel about Mike Glennon. Let me jump on Twitter real quick and make sure that there's no heat on Twitter, which there usually isn't. I'll jump into the comment section and see if you guys have any comments. All right, let's get to some of your comments. 32 J Lock says, any last minute predictions on which rookie quarterback is going to be starting this season? I want to see all of these third preseason games. The Houston Texans did not score a single point in their third preseason game versus the New Orleans Saints. So I could easily see Deshaun Watson starting for them if they don't like what they're getting out of Tom Savage. Right now, if I had to guess, I would say there will be only one. Right now, we know that Deshaun Kaiser is starting for the Browns. That was announced yesterday after their contest against Tampa Bay, that Deshaun Kaiser would be starting the season for the Cleveland Browns. I don't know how I feel about that decision. I'll watch him. I've watched him throughout the preseason. He's looked okay. He hasn't looked great, but they don't have anything at quarterback in Cleveland, so I get it. As far as Trubisky here in Chicago, he's not starting. You see what Glennon just did? They've said from day one, Glennon, even after they drafted Trubisky, they've said from day one, Glennon was their starter now. How long will that last? I can't tell you, but I can tell you this much. If Glennon's healthy, he's going to be your starter week one. As far as Deshaun Watson is concerned, I don't know if he's going to start. I need to watch that game versus New Orleans. They didn't score a single point. That's disappointing. So, obviously, he must have struggled himself as well. There could have been a turnover, a fumble by a running back or receiver, whomever. I don't know what occurred in that game as to why they didn't score any points. But that's pretty sad that you couldn't get a point on the board at some point in the game. Even when the second and possibly third string players were in the second half, you still couldn't muster any points. That's a little disappointing. And also, of course, in Kansas City, Alex Smith is your starter there. So, of course, Patrick Mahomes isn't starting. So, to me, there won't be any rookies starting at the quarterback position other than Deshaun Kaiser in Cleveland as of right now. Let's see. That was a nice opening possession by the Bears. Really impressive. One of the more impressive drives I've seen out of a team. To start from the 4-yard line, I've seen some really nice possessions. I thought the Patriots were outstanding. Man, Tom Brady looked to be in rare midseason form against the Lions, even after losing a couple of players in that game. Most notably, of course, Julian Edelman to a torn ACL, a completely torn ACL. He's done for the season. Brady just marched them right down the field. Chris Hogan had a field day. They ate those boys alive in the first quarter. So Mariota and company coming back onto the field for their second possession of the game. We'll see. See what they're able to do after only picking up one first down and then having a punt. Last possession. Mariota starts with a quick completion to Rashard Matthews. Quick out, little speed out there. Probably get about a gain of 6 to get the drive started. Good to see Kyle Fuller out there running around for the Bears. They need him to stay out. They just need to stay healthy in the secondary period. It seems like they've been banged up the last 2 years or so in the secondary. And we've been seeing a lot of guys out there. They just need to stay healthy. Prince Amukamara coming over from Jacksonville last year. Hopefully he can help. They look like they're trying to set up a screen. Bears aren't having it. They red screen, and that was an easy screen to read. Mariota didn't really do a great job of selling the fake. It looked like screen. The Bears red screen. They sniffed it out. Great job by Quentin Demps to come up and blow that thing on up. But he had help. They were all over that screenplay. I don't think that had a chance to work. Nice play. And that screen and that loss of about 3 is going to put them in a 3rd and 8 here. So the Bears defense looking to get after the quarterback now. Hopefully you're hoping a guy like your first-round pick from last year, Gumby, can get in there. Leonard Floyd. Mario's got time. He's going to scramble. He's not going to make it to the first down, though. And he's about 5 yards short or so. They're going to have to punt again. So Bears, good coverage down the field. Mariota had time. Then he tried to scramble. Taylor Lewan getting into it again. That guy is feisty. I love me some Taylor Lewan. Sometimes he goes a little too far like he did last year when he got ejected out of the game. But that guy is, you want him on your team. He's a tough, nasty, physical offensive lineman that doesn't take anything from anyone. He'll get into it with anybody, including the officials, which we saw last year. So he's a guy that just has to watch his temper. Man, Brett Kern is kicking his football, man. I think he's inside the 5 again. If not inside the 5, at the 5. Boy, Brett Kern is kicking that ball today. All right, the Bears are going to have to drive the length of the field again. Another 90-plus yard drive going to have to take place in order for them to get points or at least a touchdown. But another good defensive series by the Bears defensively. Remember, the Titans made it look easy last week early in the ball game. They went up and down the field and had a field day. So this is a stark contrast to what they saw a week ago. So they got to pick it up. Let's get to some of your comments, though. See what we got. No, BE, I didn't see any of the Falcons and the Cardinals game. I'm going to have to go back. That's one of those games I'm going to have to go back and take a look at. A ton of games. I was out and about yesterday. There was a lot going on in the world of Louie T yesterday, so I didn't watch basically any football. I watched football on Thursday. I watched the 2 games on Thursday. I watched the 2 games on Friday, and now I'm back in business on Sunday. But I didn't get any of the Saturday action. I just saw, in passing things going on. I know about some of the injuries. I know that the Cowboys fear they may have lost Anthony Hitchens for the season, one of their better linebackers for the year with the ACL injury. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but it's not looking good for him. Sean Mack says, you unfollow me on Twitter? What's up? No, I didn't unfollow you on Twitter. Why would I do that? Once I follow somebody on Twitter, I don't usually unfollow them. I haven't been seeing a lot of your tweets, though, of late. But I can tell you this much. No, I didn't unfollow you. Let me, I'll have to check that out, man. No, I didn't unfollow you. Let me check and see who I'm following right now. I tell you what, I'm gonna just go to your I'll just go to your page, and if it says follow, then that means I'm not following you anymore, which I don't know how it would have happened, because like I said, I don't unfollow people generally.
Getting his first start in the NFL. He had played in the nickel and has done well so far in the preseason. But his first start at outside corner.
So we'll come back. See. So the Bears are back on the field starting at their own 6. Jordan Howard gets the carry, picks up about a yard on this first carry to get the drive started. Man, I like Mike Glennon, man. I've always been a fan of Mike Glennon. Back to the Tampa days. I just think he needs an opportunity. I really do. Glennon sharp again. This time to Cameron Meredith. Oh, he looks like he's injured. Uh-oh. And he's holding his knee. That's not good. Let's just hope it's a sprain. I can tell you right now, a defender had his leg, and another defender came and hit him up top, and it twisted his knee. I'm hoping it's more of a sprain than a torn anything. He's starting to emerge as a big-time target in Chicago. It's a great route, great catch. Hit down low, and then hit up high. Oh no, yeah, that might be a torn ligament there. Yikes. That didn't look good on the replay. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, but I did sleep at a Holiday Inn last night, and that's not good. That looks like he tore something. Yikes. And like I said, he's one of those guys that you don't game plan to stop, but at the end of the day, you look up and he's got 8 grabs for 103 yards and a touchdown. He's that type of receiver, a guy that is just very consistent. And you saw that last season. There were some games where he had some drops. The Colts game comes to mind. But I thought he was very effective. Man, that'll be a tough blow to the Bears offensively if he can't come back at some point this season. I mean, he's done for the rest of this game, obviously. But yikes. Sean Mack says, I got DeMarco Murray in 4 of my 8 fantasy football teams. Damn, you're in 8 leagues? I think he is almost a surefire 1K yard rusher and 8 touchdowns. If he's healthy, you pretty much put him down for 1,000 and about 8 to 12 touchdowns. Now that they have Derrick Henry, though, you know he's got to share some of that load. So, I don't know. We'll see. BE says, when people can't draft and take Winston 8th overall, Seattle defense 16th overall. And by the way, oh, so you're talking about more fantasy. Bell, Zeke, Cook, and Cooks were your first 4 picks. Why y'all hating on Glenn? Glenn is so hard. I don't understand. Y'all just want Trubisky to play. I get it. I understand. But the bottom line is the man can play. He can play. BE says, are you going to be doing weekly picks again this year? My picks will be done in a different manner this year. And I'll let you guys know about that as we get closer to the season. He's probably going to have to get carted off the field. That's what it sounds like. Yeah, they put his leg in an air cast. And at least he was able to get up on his own power. But that sucks. And it wouldn't shock me if his season was done, man. That hit did not look good on his knee. His knee bent in an angle in a way that it's not supposed to bend. And so I hope he's all right, man. I'm pulling for him, but I'm going to tell you right now, I can tell you right now that he's probably done for the year. Just looking at the way that his leg bent, it's not supposed to bend that way. I hope the x-rays come back negative and the MRI doesn't show any ligament or structural damage. And it's just a really bad sprain and he's able to come back in about 4 to 6 weeks. But, you know, right now it's not looking too good. But let's see how the offense continues. I like Deontay Thomas, who's going to come in for Thompson, who's going to come in for him. He's another guy that I've always thought just needed an opportunity. Good move by Jordan Howard in the backfield. I see a flag, though, which means that this is probably coming back for holding. But he made a hell of a move in the backfield to make a defender miss and then pick up 11 in the first down. But I think it's coming back due to a holding. Let's see what the call is on the field. Okay, holding on the defense. So that makes that run that much more better. That was an amazing move in the backfield. And that's what separates the good from the difference-making backs in the league. Average backs don't make Brian Orakpo miss in the back. Watch this. Whoops! Just makes Orakpo miss. That's what you got to do in this league, is you got to make the unblocked defender miss in the backfield. You got to make that unblocked defender miss. Because you're going to have guys that are free hitters coming in the backfield. You got to make those guys miss and get up the field and get yards. A lesser back gets corralled in the backfield, and that's a 2-yard loss, a 1-yard loss, or a no gainer right there. But Jordan Howard has shown the ability to be a special back in just a year. And so that was a nice little move there as we go to the second quarter. Bears dominated the first quarter, ate up a good portion of the first quarter with that opening drive, and they're on the move again. So we'll see. get to some more of your comments, though, while we got a commercial break here.
Aaron Rodgers is a thin-skinned defense. This is undisputed. Engage quantum drive from Seth MacFarlane. Return fire.
All right. Let's see. Let's get to some more of your comments. All right, here we go. J-Lock, 32 J-Lock says, any last-minute predictions on which... Okay, yeah, we already talked about the rookie quarterback already. I think it's just going to be Deshaun Kaiser when it's all said and done. Sean Mack says, Titan punter has been on point so far inside the 5-yard line for a second time in a row. Yeah, Brett Kern is kicking his ass off. Too bad the defense isn't playing as good as Brett Kern is, because the offense could have had some great field position if the defense could have gotten off the field after the first 2 possessions. But because that defense hasn't been able to stop the Bears' offense, this great punting of Brett Kern has been in vain, because Bears are moving the football. And even if they have to punt on this drive, they've already done their job by picking up 2 first downs and moving the football out past the 20-yard line, so they'd have space to punt. Eagle Speed says, watching what could have been our quarterback had Chip Kelly traded up for Marcus. He says, do you think Chip and Mario would have worked? Yeah, they would have worked. He knows his strengths. We all thought Chip Kelly was going to do whatever it took to go get Mariota in that draft, and they just simply didn't have the ammunition to do so. And I thought they would have been able to make some beautiful music together in Philadelphia, but you know, it didn't happen. He's in Tennessee now, and he's got an opportunity to really ascend as one of the better young quarterbacks in the league with a strong campaign this year. So we'll see what happens. Let's see.
7-0 Bears over the Titans, 3rd week of the preseason. NFL.
Sean Mack says, I have Meredith on the bench in 3 of my 8 teams. Just check. This sucks, bro. Yeah. I don't think he's coming back for the remainder of the season, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd be very surprised if we come back and find out that it's a sprain. Jordan Howard with the first play of the second quarter, another run. Boy, is he running the football effectively. The Bears are blocking up front really well. Cody Whitehair out of Kansas State. Horonis Grasu. Charles Leno Jr. Like I said, it's a young offensive line. It's a young football team. They're running the football effectively. Jordan Howard looks good. I'm telling you right now, man, people are down on the Bears, think they're going to be garbage like they were last year. They're going to compete, man. The Bears are going to be in some games, and it wouldn't shock me if they won a couple that they have no business winning. This is a scary team. If they play up to their – oh, they came with pressure. Wesley Woodyard, who's having a hell of a game all over the field, gets to Glennon. That may be the play that destroys this drive here. About a 7 or 8 yard loss. They ran play action fake, and he turned around, and here comes Wesley Woodyard screaming off the edge. No one picks him up. No communication there. There was an extra blocker that could have picked him up. Bobby Massey didn't communicate with the guard on that play. They're blocking the same guy. Here comes Wesley Woodyard, and he comes free. So now that's a 9 yard loss. Instead of a 2nd and 10 or less, it's 2nd and 19 now. And the Titans drop soft and come and converge on the football, and that's going to set up about a 3rd and 13. So Titans finally make a play defensively, and let's see now if that will allow them to – they've struggled on 3rd downs now. They have not gotten off the field on the 3rd down yet in this game. So we'll see if they can finally get off the field here on the 3rd down. 3rd and 13 or so. Officially 3rd and 12. Let's see what Glennon does here. They come with more pressure to the Titans. Come with a 6-man pressure. Not a great throw, and it wouldn't have been enough for the first down anyway. He went to Kendall Wright, a guy who had been really special for him early in this game on 3rd downs. Wasn't going to make a first down. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Pam, thanks for telling us nothing. Pam's going to come on and tell us, the Bears have told me he suffered a knee injury. Thanks, Pam. We saw that on the replay. We saw that he got an air cast put on his knee. We already knew he had a knee injury. That's the extent of what they told you. Of course, they can't tell you anything else. They haven't tested him yet. Hate when they do that. But anyway, I get it. Thanks for nothing, Pam. Great special teams on both sides. The Bears have been tremendous on special teams. So have the Titans. Adoree Jackson, the young fellas got to learn, can't field the punt inside your own 5-yard line. This isn't college. You're not going to make 8 guys miss and run it back 95 yards for a touchdown. You got to fair catch that, run away from the football, let it bounce, and hope it goes in the end zone there. He'll learn. He'll learn. That's what the preseason is all about. Learning experience for the young fellas. Let's get to more of your comments. Andrew Kim says, I heard the Dolphins are listening to offers for Jarvis Landry. I haven't heard that, but it wouldn't shock me. They've got a lot of receivers out there. They've been drafting receivers. It seems like every year they've been drafting another receiver or two. They've got stuff at receiver. And if they feel like they can get some value for Jarvis Landry, because let's face it, at some point, they're probably going to have to do something at the quarterback position if they don't believe in Ryan Tannehill. And at some point, you got to move on from him if you don't believe he's the guy. And he keeps getting injured. He hasn't really been healthy in his career. He's been under duress. The offensive line has been a mess. He hasn't been comfortable. And obviously this Jay Cutler thing is probably going to be a one-year experiment. I mean, Cutler may last for longer than a year, but he only signed a one-year deal. I don't know for how long is he going to be back in Miami. But maybe you get enough assets to where you feel comfortable, you know, maybe trading up and doing something for a quarterback in a very strong quarterback draft next year. So, or potentially a strong quarterback draft next year. In any event, that's a really interesting scenario there. But I haven't heard anything. We'll see. Let's see. As Adoree Jackson comes off the field, he gets an earful from his head coach, Mike Mularkey. And he's basically telling him, look, man, in this league up here, we don't do that. We don't catch the football inside the 5-yard line. We don't do that in this league. He caught that football at the 3. You can't do that. You don't do that in this league. What if he muffed that? All of a sudden, the Bears recover that, and they're at the Titans' 3-yard line looking for a touchdown? You can't do that in this league. He's got to learn, and that's why I talked to him right there. You don't do that up here, son. We don't do that up here in the National Football League. You might get away with that at USC, not here at Tennessee with the Titans in the NFL. So now they're starting at their own 3-yard line. Mariota to throw. A lot of space. Tajay Sharp with a nice completion on first down. I think that's enough to move the sticks. Nice gain of 10 there on first down. A little too soft for me. If I'm the Bears, I'm not giving that up on first down to allow them to get an easy completion and move the sticks and give them some breathing room. I'd like to see them contest that a little bit better. Sean Mack says, if I'm running the Browns, I'd trade a 2nd and a 4th rounder for Landry, then sign him to a 4-year extension. Hashtag pay the man. The Browns right now are all about acquiring assets, not giving them away. So I wouldn't see them doing that at this moment. I think they want to see what they have at receiver and kind of assess the position. And if they feel like they need to upgrade, then maybe they will at that point. But I can't see them giving away anything, especially this close to the season. You don't want to trade for somebody else's stuff this late in preseason because they can't come in and contribute right away. So we'll see how that situation goes. Titans running on first down for a minimal gain. Sets up a 2nd and 8 from their own 15-yard line. Play action fake Mariota. Nice throw over the middle to Rashard Matthews for another first down. So now they get into a little bit of a rhythm here. Matthews picks up about a good 14 on that completion. Hold on. Flag. Probably holding. Offense. Holding on the Titans. Taylor Lewan charged with the holding penalty. He's not happy. I see he's already cussing at one of the officials. That's going to move that back instead of a gain of 14 and moving the ball out across the Titans 25, or excuse me, the Bears 25-yard, or I said it right the first time, the Titans 25-yard line. It's going to be a holding penalty, and they're going to move back inside their own 10-yard line. They called him for holding against Leonard Floyd. He had some jersey there. He didn't have to do it either. Ends up being a half the distance to the goal type of penalty, so a 7-yard penalty puts them back inside their own 10. They decide to run it, and they get about a good 4 yards on that carry, 3-4 yards. So that's going, a little pushing and shoving. Okay, flags in the air, so we're going to get a couple of penalties here. And this was kind of bubbling. I already seen a couple of guys jawing earlier in the game, so this was kind of bubbling. I'm assuming that this is probably going to be penalties on both teams, a couple of offsetters, and we're going to keep it moving. Let's see what they decide to do.
Number 67, also personal foul. Number 95, both of those players are ejected from the
Oh, damn. So they throwing guys out now. They ain't playing around. So like I told you, I expected this to be one of those offsetters, a player for each team getting a personal foul penalty. What I didn't expect, though, was an ejection for throwing punches, which both of them actually did throw punches. I didn't expect them to get thrown out, though. That's a little surprising, but NFL must be cracking down on. Yeah, NFL's, that's always been a rule, but you rarely see it enforced. But maybe they made a point of emphasis in the offseason to say, hey, look, we're not having that. If guys are throwing punches, get them out of here. And just like that, starting offensive lineman on both sides, or one side of the ball, and a defensive lineman for the Bears gone from this game. Timeout. Timeout Titans. So they lose an offensive lineman in Spain. And Howard Jr. is gone for the Bears. So now it's 3rd and 10 for the Titans, as they're looking to try to extend this drive. They actually had a little bit of a rhythm going, and penalties have really offset this drive as they were moving the football. Mariota was getting into a rhythm, had a 14-yard completion in the first down to Rashard Matthews before that was called back due to a holding penalty by Taylor Lewan, and then that was followed up by a couple of personal foul penalties, one on each team, that sees the Titans now sitting at 3rd and 10 from their own, let's call it their own 15 or 16 or so, 13, somewhere in there. Let's get to some more of your comments. First name, last name says, yet another season where the Bears lose a good receiver. I know. It's been a frustrating couple of years for the Bears in terms of injuries. Their secondary has been ravaged by injuries. Their receiver core has really been taking a blow. I remember Alshon was dealing with injuries the last 2 years or so, can't stay healthy, dealt with suspensions. Kevin White has dealt with injuries. It's been a rough go of it for them. So you're hoping that – I think they've got more depth this year than they've had in the past at the receiver position. So we'll see if they can offset some of the injuries with some of the guys that they have on the roster now. Look like they may be coming with a little bit of pressure. They bluff it. They don't come. Mariota always errant. Had an open Tajay Sharp, but he's a little errant on the throw. And the Titans are going to have to punt again. So hasn't been a great start offensively for the Titans in this game. Like I said, I felt like they were getting into a little bit of a rhythm on this drive before the penalties started to set in. But a little bit of pressure, I think, might have hurt Mariota on that play. Looked like Akeem Hicks kind of collapsed the pocket off the right side. Kind of came down at Mariota's legs, and that may have affected the accuracy of that throw. Brett Kern has been kicking the football. Oh, block! Block! And did he recover that? In the end zone for a touchdown, or are you going to call it a safety? What you talking about touchback? The safety. Not a touchback. It's either a safety or a touchdown. The officials are waving their arms like it's a touchback. It's either a touchdown or a safety. It can't be a touchback. Come on, guys. Get it together. I know it's the preseason. Get it together. How is that? That's a touchdown. They got to look at that again. He was in bounds when he recovered that ball.
The tight end, the draft pick tight end, second round, who gets to it, but the guy blocks it is number 74, Roy Robertson Harris.
The Bears are playing well on special teams. That is a touchdown. They got to look at that. Adam Shaheen, the rookie tight end that they drafted, I think he's in bounds when he recovers that. This is the best angle you're going to get right here. That elbow is down. He's got the football. That's a touchdown. They got to take a look at that, and I think they're going to come back and say that the Bears have a touchdown. I want to know why this isn't a safety.
It's still a kick. So who put the ball in the end zone? So they're going to talk about this and review it. I think what they're going to end up with is that this is a safety.
Yeah, how is it a touchback? I don't understand. It's either a touchdown or a safety. How is it a touchback? They got to explain that to me.
If he recovers it in the end zone, it's a touchdown.
Right.
But if he doesn't, it's a safety because it's a kick.
Right.
The offense, Tennessee.
Damn, I know the rules. Hold on.
The player recovered the ball after the ball had gone out of bounds. He was touching out of bounds when he had possession.
Okay.
And therefore, the ball was out of the back of the end zone.
Okay.
And the result of that
It's a safety. Okay. Thank you. I know I'm not crazy. I watch way too much damn football for you to tell me that's the damn touchback. Okay. Now that makes sense. I still think it's a touchdown. I still think they need to look at it.
No, not in that situation. Again, it's either the punting
Did they look at it that quickly? Because I could have sworn that he got the football. That angle that they showed looked like the arm was inbounds when he corralled it and then he rolled out of bounds.
I said safety, and then you see touchback. Preseason.
No, it's not preseason. You not tripping, I'm not tripping. That's a safety. We know the rules to the game. The officials, it's preseason, so we're going to cut them some slack. But we know the rules to the game. Now, okay, so they're taking a look at it, because I think this is a touchdown. I don't know about y'all. Let me see what y'all think. Y'all think this is a touchdown? I think it's a touchdown.
Right now, if this were a boxing match, I think a number of us stayed up late last night watching a certain boxing match that took place. If this were a boxing match, Chicago's doing the punching right now.
Yeah, Chicago is definitely playing well early on in this game.
Tennessee, I think Mike Mularkey, their head coach.
Let's get to some more of y'all comments while we got a little bit of breaking in the action. I think it's a touchdown personally.
Possession in time for a touchdown. If you corralled that thing before he went out of bounds or out of the back of the end zone.
Adam Shaheen, that's a touchdown. His arm is still in. He's got the football. I don't know about you guys. I think he's got the football.
What do you think? Do you think this is going
I think it's a touchdown.
to possession? Because you see his arm now is already in the white as he tries to fully haul it in.
Yeah, that's the key. When we look
Sean Mack says Wesley Woodyard is all over the place. Why isn't people talking about him more? He's got the ball, man.
we have enough here to overturn.
I think you do. I personally think you got enough to overturn that and turn it into a touchdown. You got both angles that you need. The one from the back of the end zone that shows his hand was inbounds. You got the other angle that shows he corrals the football as soon as he makes contact with it. It's enough in my mind. They confirmed that it was, in fact, a safety. I don't like the call at all.
I think it's a safety.
Yeah, they're going to go with a safety. I think they're being safe here. I thought it was a touchdown.
You have to have a better view.
I thought it was a good play. I thought you had enough angles to show possession and his hand still in bounds, but whatever. It's a safety, and it's 9-0, and the Bears will also gain possession because they now have the Titans now have to free kick the football to the Bears after the safety. It's a really good performance by the Bears all around. Defensively, holding the Titans down, not really allowing them to put together a drive. Offensively, moving it down the field on the opening possession. And now special teams getting in on the act with the safety and a free kick. They're going to get good field position. They should theoretically get good field position here after the kick. And they're going to get it at the 30, so you get good field position to start the possession. See what else we got. Mind draws. What's good, mind draws? Blackbird Blitz says, and I was on it from the start in terms of that safety. We all were on top of that, man. He said, that's why we in the lab room. We were all on top of that. We knew, come on, we know the rules to the game, man. We watch way too much football for these boys to try to tell us that's a touchback. Come on now. It's either a touchdown or a safety. It can't be a touchback. We're going to cut them a little bit of slack because it's the preseason, man. Even the referees need some work. So Jeremy Langford now in the game, man. I got it. I like it. It's Bears backfield as well. And it's a crowded Bears backfield all of a sudden now. Benny Cunningham. You got Jordan Howard. You also still have Jeremy Langford. I don't know if they still got Kadeem Carey on their roster as well. But they got some, again, I done said this at least 10 times. The Bears got stuff. How does this stuff come together and can they stay healthy? How does it mature together? How does it gel together? We're going to find out. This is a big third down for the Titans. Dick LeBeau has been coming with pressure on third downs thus far in the game. We'll see if he continues to do that on this 3rd and 4. Obvious passing down. I don't think the Bears can afford to try to run it here. I think they're going to have to throw it. We'll see if the Titans decide to come with pressure or if they decide to play it safe. But they've been coming with pressure. They drop 8. They come with 3. That wasn't going to get it done. He dumped it down underneath. And I think the Titans did a really good job of dropping coverage there. They dropped some coverage. They came with about 3 initially. They came with a late zone dog type of blitz, but they really dropped 7 on that play, and they really weren't prepared for what they got there. I don't think they expected that look. Glennon drops it off underneath, incomplete, and so now they have to punt. Oh, almost a block there. So both special teams, Adoree Jackson catches it. And, you know, he's fun to watch every time he touches it. Catches it around the 10 and gets back up to about the 16 or so. 16 or the 20. Sean Mack says, it's a TD. He had control with one arm before he slid out. I felt the weight, same exact way, Sean Mack. I thought it was a touchdown. I thought the Bears got a raw deal there. I thought that was a touchdown. I thought the exact same way and felt the same exact way you felt, that he had control of that football with one arm before he slid out, and I felt like the NFL and the officials there, you remember, they're looking at, the NFL is looking at it in New York, and they're helping them with the call. I thought they just decided to play it safe there. Call on the field, whatever it is, let's just go with that. Let's see what else we got. My man, the Black Al Bundy. What's going on, Black Al B? Says, the injury reaper is a bitch. Isn't he? I'm not going to speak his name, as I don't want any problems. My boys still haven't gotten through their 3rd preseason game yet. So you're not going to get me to say anything crazy out my mouth. It's Sunday. I'm going to respect that man and what he does. But after the 3rd preseason game, I can tell you my true feelings. But we all know that the injury reaper is not a kind man. And he's out for blood every single preseason. And this preseason, no different. So protect your stuff. That's all I can offer you. We've already seen some teams. I talked about the Cowboys and their injury to their linebacker already, and how it looks like that could be a season ender. One of their better linebackers in Anthony Hitchens, excuse me. The Chiefs lost Spencer Ware for the season. They're starting running back. The Patriots lose Julian Edelman for the season, their best receiver. He's out there and he's lurking and he's taking stuff, and he's not taking them for a couple of weeks. He's taking guys for the whole season. Looks like the Bears may have lost Cameron Meredith for the entire season. Again, we're speculating here. We don't know. But I'm telling you, it didn't look good. So he's out, and he's still taking away stuff. So just be careful. Jeff P says, I assume that you're doing the Skins game next. Of course. I'm live all day today. All 3 games here live on Louie T Network. Doing this game first, Redskins game next, and the nightcapper 49ers at Vikings to wrap up all of the action that we're getting on TV today on Sunday, week 3 of the preseason. Action back on the field as the Titans start this drive from the 20-yard line. Still haven't gotten anything going in this game offensively. Let's see what they can do here. Mariota just out of sync right now, and his receiver went out of bounds, so I don't think that would have even counted because Tajay Sharp was pushed out of bounds, and he can't be the first to come back in and touch it. Mariota just throws it over his head. I think Mariota might have even known that, and to avoid the penalty, just chucks it over his head. And Sean Mack says Kadeem Carey is injured, bro. Okay. So, yeah, the Bears have some stuff in that backfield, and that's why you go out and get a guy like Benny Cunningham to offer you some depth just in case you have a guy that goes down. So, Derrick Henry in the game gets his first touch of the game, and he's swallowed up for about a 1-yard gain. That's going to set up a 3rd and long. Titans have been in 3rd and long all game long, it seems like. They're now on a 3rd and 9 here. And they've had 3 possessions, and they've had to punt each time. And so you want to see them get something going, and this doesn't seem like it's going to get anything going being in another 3rd and long situation. See if they can convert this 3rd and 9. But Bears have done a really good job on 3rd downs of getting off the field in this game. So we'll see what the Titans draw up here to try to convert this 3rd and long. Bears look like they're coming with some pressure. They looked like they were coming with pressure last time and dropped out. So we'll see if they come this time. Yep, they dropped out again. Only a 4-man pressure. But they collapsed the pocket. But Mariota with a great throw over the middle of the field to Delaney Walker. Great throw. There was pressure in Mariota's face right up the middle. The interior of that line was getting collapsed. Mariota stood tall in the pocket and delivered a great ball over the middle. That's a hell of a throw by Mariota. Watch the pocket being collapsed. Not a lot of space for him to step up here, but watch this throw anyway. That is tremendous, and that's why people love Mariota as a young quarterback in this league. That is a hell of a play. Doesn't seem like much, but on 3rd and 9 with pressure in your face to step up and make that type of throw, and I've always felt, and I've said this since he's come in the league, he makes his best throws over the middle of the football field, and you saw it there. Then Derrick Henry gets a nice carry. They just need to get some offensive rhythm, and every time they get a rhythm going, we see a flag. Flag on the play. This could easily be a holding penalty and pull him back again. And that's what we saw the last time they started to get rhythm going offensively. Let's see what this call is. The play on the field was a 7-yard run. Taylor Lewan acting up again. This time a personal foul face mask penalty that's going to negate the 7-yard run and tack on an additional 15 yards in the wrong direction. So you get a big gain to Delaney Walker of about 30 yards over the middle of the field. And now you got a 15-yard face mask penalty negating a 7-yard run by Derrick Henry to put you in 1st and 25. You can't have these type of senseless penalties. Taylor Lewan being one of your leaders on your team, you can't make these types of mistakes. Lewan is hurting his team. That's his 2nd crucial penalty in this game, negating a nice solid game by the Titans offense. And also, more importantly, killing the rhythm that they had going after a big completion. And Mariota's incomplete again. Little errant. So that's going to set up 2nd and 23 now. And like I said, just killing the rhythm and flow that they have going in this game. Blackbird Blitz says, the touchback call is a perfect example of officials anticipating the call instead of anticipating the play. I couldn't agree with you more.
He is not pressured enough not to be able to step into it. He just didn't finish the throw. He released it high.
I think that hand in his face, Akeem Hicks, put that big arm up, and I think it really impacted his throw. Pressure on Mariota, and he goes down. And this Bears front has been playing. Akeem Hicks is a guy that I think is very underrated in this league. I've liked him ever since New Orleans. He went over, if I'm not mistaken, to New England for a year. Or he might have came over from New Orleans to Chicago. Either way, he's a guy that to me is just underrated, man. He plays the game hard, and they're collapsing the pocket. This is like the third or fourth time I've seen them collapse the pocket on that right side of that offensive line. They're getting to Mariota, and this is a give-up play. 3rd and 31. This is either a draw or a screen. This is a give-up play. Over the middle. I told a story. And they're going to pick up the first down. Unbelievable. Taywan Taylor with about a good 45-yard gain on 3rd and 31. If you're the Bears, that a flag. Hold on a second.
What I meant to say was 47 yards to Taywan Taylor, no quick kick. So that's a nice call there. You had that in your pocket. You were just holding out on us. Well, let's wait on it.
Let's see what happens. We got a penalty flag before we talk about. I see Delaney Walker shaking his head. He may not be happy with what's being discussed right now. If you're the Bears, this can't happen. This is why you're a 3-win team right here. You can't give up 3rd and 31. Okay? So he catches the ball here. You have to make this tackle. You got to make that tackle. He would have been short. They would have had to punt, or maybe they'd go for it on 4th and 6. But you can't let him break through 3 Bear defenders and pick up the first down. That is inexcusable. That's what bad football teams do. That's a hell of an effort there by Taywan Taylor to pick up the additional yardage. Great throw by Mariota. Even better run after the catch. That was his biggest pro coming into the league, was his ability to get yards after the catch. And you see it there on display. Now they try to get cute with a toss and a reverse. And it was sloppy from the beginning, and it almost turned into a disaster. Bears blow it up. There was not good enough spacing on this play. That play was horrendous. And luckily, the ball went right back to Derrick Henry as he was tossing it to Taywan Taylor, excuse me. And, boy, that one had disaster written all over it. Titans try to get cute, and it backfires. They got to put that one back in the holster and revise that one. That was ugly. Mariota under pressure again. He gets away, and he's gonna run with this one and pick up some yards. Thanks. Wow, Eddie Goldman with pressure again. They're collapsing the pocket on the interior of this offensive line. Mariota with the great presence of mind to not only elude the rush, spin out of the pocket, but get away and use his mobility to pick up some positive yards on what otherwise would have been a negative play for most quarterbacks in this league. Sets up a 3rd and 7 instead of a 3rd and 16. Great job by Mariota. Bears come with pressure and do a good job. Great tackle in the open field. Quentin Demps. If he doesn't make that tackle, Derrick Henry's going to pick up the first down. Great shoestring tackle. That's a great tackle there, and that's going to put the Titans in a situation where they're going to have to kick a field goal. He doesn't make that tackle. I'm convinced Derrick Henry's going to pick up that first down. They finally came with some pressure. Mariota gets rid of it quickly, and that open field tackle saves them on this defensive possession. Let's see what the Titans are able to do here. Ryan Suckup, their field goal kicker. Let's see if he's able to pound this one home. And he does not. That's a miss. And so the Bears get it done defensively, force the Titans to settle for a field goal, and they're not able to convert. So it's been a rough day for the Titans, to say the least. Special teams has struggled, giving up a block punt for a safety. I thought it was a touchdown, but ruled a safety. Now you miss a field goal. You also had a fielded catch inside the 5 by your rookie corner special teams member, Adoree Jackson. And so the special teams has struggled. Offense has struggled, getting into a little bit of a rhythm on that possession, even though they had to convert a 3rd and 31 from poor tackling by the Bears. Almost cost them, but been a rough game for the Titans. It's been a really rough game. See what else we got. Let's get to some more of your comments. All right. Sean Mack says, that hashtag injury a-hole already took away my Browns special teams ace player Tank Cartier with an ACL. Wow. Hey, man, like I said, he's out for blood, man. I just always hold up the cross and say, hey, man, spare me, please. Spare my boys. Just give us a chance to get to the starting blocks with all our stuff, man. That's all I ask for. Look, injuries are going to happen in the regular season. It's just part of the game. Just let me get to the starting blocks with my stuff, man. Let me get into the gate. And then when they open the gates and they say, and they're off, you can start taking stuff as you see fit. But just let me get to the gate with all my stuff, man. I just want to have a fair chance coming out the gate. That's it. Sean Mack says Mariota has looked off all game long so far. I think that he's been inconsistent, and I think some of that some credit has to be given to the Bears defense up front. They've done a really good job of applying pressure, keeping the Titans in some third and long situations, and not really allow him to get into a rhythm. The penalties have really hurt the Titans in this game. Taylor Lewan has really been acting up. Had a key holding penalty after a 14-yard completion that killed one drive. Had a face mask penalty that almost killed the last drive. If not for some Bears shoddy tackling, they would not have picked up a first down on 3rd and 31. So Mariota has been okay. I won't kill him. I appreciate that, Angry Candy fan. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the family, man. Welcome to the family. All right, so a flag on this first play as the Bears take over. See if they can't get something going late in the second quarter. We got 3:07 left in the first half. It's been a really good first half for the Bears. And this is why, we're going to talk more about this, but this is why I'm not totally sold on the Titans yet. A lot of people like the Titans. I actually like the Titans too. But they're a young football team, and with young teams, you don't know what you're getting from week to week. Let's see what this penalty is, though. It's preseason for these refs as well. That's why you're seeing so many huddles and group conversations. Guys don't know what the hell's going on right now. They're trying to figure it out, too. Still preseason. So another penalty on the Titans. Gonna give up another first down. 5-yard penalty for illegal hands to the face. Gonna give the Bears an automatic first down and give them a fresh set of downs there. Yeah, hands to the face there as he tried to get on top of the defensive back. Jordan Howard with the handoff on a stretch, on a little zone run blocking play, and the Titans aren't having it. And I think the Titans are starting to work in a lot of other guys up front. Oh, good play by Carl Klug. Good job of getting your hands on that football. He's a really active defender, too. And you're seeing a lot of these other guys get some run right now. Klug is a veteran cog along that defensive line. You see Dodd in there from Clemson, a second-round draft pick from last year, getting some run. So they're letting some of these other guys in there. Looks like Josh Caraway, TCU product, getting an opportunity to rush on this third down. So they got some other guys in here, giving some other guys an opportunity, getting some run. Let's see what they can do. Yeah, Glennon's got time. Over the middle to Kevin White. Good catch. Boy, if you're a Bears fan, he's looked good early in this game. 2 grabs. And like I said, he's one of these guys, just give him the football early in the game on a bubble just to get him going. He runs a little bit of a dig here. Wasn't the cleanest route. Thought he kind of rounded it a bit, but Glennon threw it a little bit behind him, and he reaches behind him and catches the football. And so that's got to be a really good sight for Bears fans to see Kevin White getting involved. That ball was a little bit behind him, and he goes back behind him and gets it to pick up a first down on third down. Titans have been terrible on third downs this year, or in this game, excuse me. And vice versa, the Bears have been excellent on both sides of the football on third downs, defensively and offensively, as Glennon converts again on another third down, this time to Kevin White. 2-minute warning, 9-0, Bears ahead of the Titans, and they're looking for more points before the half. Sean Mack says Luan did that ish at Michigan as well. Of course, he didn't say Michigan, but, you know, that's Sean Mack for you. Yeah, Luan's always been a little bit of a head case, a little bit of an undisciplined player at times. Like I said, he has some issues with keeping his cool, and he's got to work on that. But he's a feisty player. He's a guy that gives you everything he's got on the field, and I know the Titans love that. They'd love to get that from him without some of the extra stuff that they get from him as well. Let's get to some more of your comments. Let's see. Sean Mack says, I was able to catch the McGregor and Mayweather fight free on YouTube. Conor showed well, but we all knew that Mayweather would win. Looking forward to that. And I saw glimpses, bits and pieces of the fight. I knew that McGregor would come out aggressive, which he did. And he ran out of gas, which I expected him to do. And Mayweather then took over the fight and won. And that's pretty much what I expected. I actually thought it would go all 12 before the fight started because I said Mayweather doesn't knock anybody out. But at the same time, McGregor isn't a boxer. He doesn't protect himself well. His guard was basically down the entire night. And from what I saw, and he took punishment, and they stopped the fight in the 10th round. And he was getting pounded in that 10th round. So it was better. It probably was a better fight than I expected. But nonetheless, let's get back to some real boxing. And Triple G Canelo is what we've all been waiting for, and that's real boxing. And so I'm anxious, and I can't wait for that. Sean Mack says, okay, back to football now, bro. Yes, because, you know, we'll go off on a boxing tangent real quick, me and you. Bears are back from the 2-minute warning inside Titans territory now. After that first down completion, Glennon throws a ground ball to Deion Sims on first down, incomplete. So, see if the Bears can add to this lead going into the halftime break. A handoff to Jordan Howard, gets about 7, close to 8 on the play. He's been running very effectively in this first half. They've had some good balance, have the Bears, on the ground, through the air. They've done a really good job. They're blocking it well up front. I mean, look at this hole. You could have driven a truck through that hole, and he doesn't contact the Titan until he's 6 to 7 yards up the field. So this is going to set up a 3rd and short, about a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2 for the Bears here, 3rd and 2 officially. Give them a chance to then you have a run pass option here if you're the Bears on 3rd down here. And they decide to run it. They pitch it to Howard. He's got the corner. He's going to pick up the first down, and he's going to get out of bounds. So double whammy there for the Titans. Not only do they give up the first down, they give up out of bounds, allow the Bears to stop the clock and with 1:14 remaining and get the first down. So Bears continuing to really do some good things on this drive. A great block by Kevin White to seal the edge, along with Charles Leno Jr. to get him outside and get him that first down. Nice down block by Kevin White and a nice seal block over there on the edge by Charles Leno Jr. Man, the Bears have been impressive in this game. They've run it well. They've thrown it well. Their special teams has been outstanding in this game. And they're looking for more points. Titans come with a blitz. Good job of Glennon finding Victor Cruz as Victor gets some action for the first time today. They've got depth in Chicago, like I've said, in this game. You lose a guy like Cameron Meredith, enter in Victor Cruz, and the party keeps going. They've got stuff this year. A good completion of about 8 on first down there. And so now you're in a 2nd and 2 situation. You can run it, you can throw it, you can go play action fake here. You still got 2 timeouts. See what they do now. They hand it off to Benny Cunningham. I thought Benny should have cut it back there. There was nothing initially. That was a great play by the Titans defensively. They were in the backfield there. Bears are going to use one of their 2 remaining timeouts with 35 seconds left. Now it's going to bring up a 3rd down after losing a yard or 2 on that play. Great penetration there by the Titans defense. If you're out there and you're watching, remember, hashtag Louie T Live to have your comment read on Twitter or here in the live discussion. At In the Lab Room is the Twitter handle. So make sure that you follow me on Twitter. Remember, we're going to take a quick intermission at halftime. We're going to come and reconvene for the second half of this game. Bears are dominating in the first half. If I'm the Titans, I'm bringing back my starters for the second half of this game to start out the 3rd quarter because I wasn't pleased with what I saw. And I need to see them again to start the 3rd quarter. Glennon takes the shotgun snap on 3rd down. And, oh, he was a little short. He was looking for Deontay Thompson on the corner route, and he had him. A little bit more air on that. I think he kind of panicked on that throw. I don't think he fully stepped into that one the way he should have. But Thompson was open on the corner. He had him. And that ball just didn't have enough on it. If he throws that ball with some air, that's a touchdown. I didn't think he stepped into that one well. I think he kind of panicked. There was a little bit of pressure. I don't think that the pressure was enough for him to short arm that throw, however. And so now the Bears are going to be forced to settle for a field goal. So Connor Barth comes on to try to see if he can convert from about 43 yards out, and he does. So that's going to give the Bears a 12-0 lead with about 24 seconds left in the first half. Bears have dominated. Sean Mack says, yeah, penalties are killers. My Browns had 13 of them against the Bucs in our win last night. I can't wait to watch that. It was a low-scoring affair, like 13-9. But I want to see what both teams did in that football game. Angry Candy fan says, what do you think about the Bears? What do I think the Bears' record will be this year? So I predicted them at 5-11 on my breakdown. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, go ahead. I did the NFC North divisional breakdown, all the teams in that division, their records, and I went through each game and gave a prediction as to what I thought would happen. But I said in that breakdown as well that I think the Bears are going to compete. I think the Bears are going to win some games this year that people didn't expect them to win. I think they're going to be in some ball games and really push some teams to the limit. And it wouldn't shock me if they won 6 or 7 games this year, to be honest with you. I really think that they've upgraded the talent on this team. John Fox is in his 3rd year with this football team, and Fox is a really good head coach, and he does a really good job of getting the most out of his rosters. And so I really believe that the Bears are going to compete a lot better than people are giving them credit for going into the season. Adoree Jackson with the return makes about 4 guys miss before being corralled around the 27-yard line. With 17 seconds left, I think that's going to be good enough to get us to halftime. The Black Al Bundy says, is Kevin White ever going to prove his first-round draft potential? Got to stay healthy to do that. We talked about that early on in the stream, that he needed to do that. He needed to stay healthy to be able to perform. So we'll see. We're going to see. So it looks like the Titans are going to try to get something here. Great throw by Mariota to get it started to who's number? Is that number 10 or 19? I can't see the number. If it's 19, of course, it's sharp. It's number 10. Okay, so that's Trey McBride, a guy that they drafted in the 7th round a couple of years ago out of William and Mary. Still on this roster fighting for a spot. I like Trey McBride's size coming into the league out of William and Mary. And he's a big guy. You saw his big body there, box out the corner, go up, get the football, come down with it. Big gain there of about 22. Gives them an opportunity here. Mario looks like he's throwing this one out of bounds. 6 seconds left. I appreciate you showing me that love, Sean Mack. And I'm going to make sure I'm going to check and see if I'm following you on Twitter, man, at halftime. Buffalo pregame says, it looks like Mike Glennon saved this job today. He may have. I don't know if they were thinking about benching him or not, but bottom line is he needs an opportunity to play. The more he plays, the better he will get. People will see that about Mike Glennon. Like I said earlier in the stream, I liken him to Kirk Cousins. He just needs to play more. The more he plays, the more comfortable he'll get. He can start in this league, and it may ultimately not be in Chicago, obviously, with them signing, drafting a rookie in Mitchell Trubisky. But it may end up being similar to that San Diego Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers situation where you draft a young guy and he's going to be the future of your franchise. And so ultimately they're going to end up getting rid of him. Maybe they end up trading him and getting some assets for him. But I think he can start in this league, and there are teams in this league that need a quarterback. And I think Mike Glennon is more than capable enough of being someone's starting quarterback in this league. Angry Candy Fan says, I was at the Bears training camp and Trubisky threw a bullet pass. It was spot on. Trubisky has been outstanding in this preseason thus far, and I fully expect him to be able to play for the Bears at some point. But I think that Glennon deserves an opportunity, and today he proved that he deserves an opportunity. And I think because of his performance today and even last week, I thought he was okay last week, he's going to be the week 1 starter, and I think he deserves to be that. So we'll see. But it's halftime. Bears up 12-0. They dominated the first half. We'll come back at the end of the halftime break, start the stream for the second half. If I'm the Titans, I'm bringing back out my starters because I was not pleased with what I saw in the first half. And we'll recap the first half, and we'll jump into the second half of this game. So I thank you guys for joining me on the first half of this Bears-Titans stream. Come back and join me for the second half, as we're going to be here all day long. Redskins, Bengals next. After that, 49ers, Vikings to wrap up the day's action in the National Football League. I'll see you for the second half of Titans and Bears. Have a good one. Come back and join me for the second half of this ball game after halftime.